How's everyone doing tonight? Doing fantastic. It's so nice to see everyone here. You're all dressed in wonderful costumes. There's so many great costumes here. Oh, look, Darth Vader back there. Luke, I am your father. I see him back there. This is going to be so much fun. We're going to be getting ready in a little bit for our live show. And we do ask at this time that you turn your phones on as loudly as possible so that if their phone goes off, it's a huge interruption. We're looking for as much chaos in this performance in the next hour as possible.
Oh, golly. I looked lipstick everywhere and I couldn't find them. Jim! What did you do to your chin?
I came down the stairs on it.
Look at the fine gentleman in the hat in the back of the room. That is Mr. Fred Owens, our producer, the Good Humor Players. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jim Lowboy from WYTV Daybreak. Anyone here watch Daybreak in the morning? All of you, well, there's money underneath your seat in an envelope, so if you don't raise your hand, we're going to be in trouble because I'm not going to be able to give you the cash. No, actually, no money under the chairs. Thank you so much for watching our program, though. Along with Len Rome, we have a great time every day, giving you the news that you need to know, giving you the weather forecast. I'm the meteorologist there. That means I am a meteorologist who also talks about the weather. So you know what? I'm a multifaceted. I have lots of skills, and one of the skills is giving you the weather forecast. Well, in the forecast for tonight is horror. And also, comedy. But more importantly, you are going to play a huge role in tonight's performance. That's right, audience participation is not only encouraged, it's demanded. So we want to hear you, and we want to hear you follow along with our cues and have a good time with us. That's the reason why we're here today. Also want to remind everybody, I was just joking, please, if you can, be respectful and turn your phones off or put them on silent so that our actors will not be interrupted during the performance. We would also like to thank our radio partners that are airing the show. That's going to be coming up, WYSU 88.5 and News Radio 570 WKBN. Yeah, there's Viking Jim. He's going to be performing tomorrow. He's going to be up there. He is back there. I see him. He's dressed as a radio hack. Him and his buddy in the morning. Getting you all angry. I love it. It's fun. All right. Hey, does anyone here remember the old days of live radio drama? We can see a few hands over here. What was your favorite show? Dark Shadow. Okay, that was a good one. Who remembers The Lone Ranger? And we also see Ralphie in A Christmas Story, right? He's talking about little orphan Annie. They're all huddled around the radio. That's how it used to be. For some of the younger people here that don't know, before we had television and before radio went to music formats, we had live dramas, we had comedies. How about The Shadow? Flimmer McGee and Molly. He did clean out the closet one time. Remember the time when actually the robber tied him up and he said, whatever you do, don't go in that closet. That's where we had the silver. And of course, he opened up the closet and all the contents knocked down the thief. And we remember that one. Well, these are the golden days of radio. And guess what? It's back. That's right. Entertainment moved to new medium like radio, turned to top 40, to music formats, and of course television came on. But audio drama, it's alive! Alive, I say! Audiobooks, podcasts, audio theater like you're attending tonight. It's a new generation, and all these young people and older people as well are getting in on the fun. They're learning how dynamic and creative the theater of the mind can be. Okay? In our show tonight, we're going to use actors at microphones and sound effect artists at the Foley tables. These are the Foley tables. And the people that are working the instruments there are known as Foley artists, okay? Musicians at our keyboards. Can you give me a little Charlie Brown? Bum, 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 bum. Charge! So we're going to have our keyboardists and also our audio engineers and our mixers behind the scenes making sure that everything sounds wonderful, because that's all we have with radio drama or with radio comedy. All we have is the sound, and it creates the picture in your mind, and it's so important. The most important thing, though, of this show is you. Our show won't be complete without your audience participation. We're going to let you play a part. We're going to show you cue cards. Now let's practice so we know what we're doing. All right, here we go. Watch Evan and Devin. Hey, fellas, wave to the crowd. Wave back to Evan and Devin. All right, are you ready? I can't hear you. Are you ready? All right, sometimes we're going to walk through the haunted woods. Ooh, that was good. Sometimes we're going to be excited by what's happening. Little delayed reaction there. Need you to come in a little quicker on that one, okay? Sometimes we're going to run into a haunt of ghosts. All right, that was good, but let's make it bigger. And longer. Now scarier. You can shriek if you like. No one's going to tell you to use your inside voice in here. All right, are we ready to start? Yeah. You can do better than that. Are we ready to start? Yeah. Wow, you guys are so good. You sound better than the crowd at the Cleveland Browns game. Can we get some crickets over there? Crickets. Well, better than maybe a Pittsburgh Steelers game. We got Steelers fans in the house. All right, how about Ohio State, Michigan during that game? Let's hear some applause for that. Let's hear OH. All right, we are getting ready, and stand by as we're about to begin our performance. We will also be having a costume contest. And because this is radio, you're going to roll with it, okay? Maybe you didn't show up in a costume, that's fine. But if we pick you out of the crowd and bring you up, I might say that you are dressed up as a striptease artist. And it might be a guy, okay? That is very possible, if not probable. So have some fun with it. This is theater of the mind that we're making for folks as they come in and join us. Once again, we want to remind you that the Good Humor Players, we could always use your support. So when you're leaving the Tyler tonight, if you drop a few dollars in the donation box, it would be greatly appreciated so that we can continue putting on wonderful shows like this. We look forward to the show beginning in just a few minutes. Does anyone have any questions? Any questions about the show or any questions about me, what I do at WYTV? The meaning of life. Anyone have any questions? Now is a chance for you to have a round table. Yes. It is going on the radio. Yes, it's going on the radio live on 570 WKBN News Radio, and it will be tape delayed to WYSU 88.5. And tomorrow night, that gentleman back there. That's right. Viking Jim in the back, he will be your MC tomorrow night. So if you had a lot of... Oh, I don't know about that. If you guys have a good time, tell your friends about it so we can pack the house again tomorrow night for Halloween. And let's be honest, do you really want to hand out candy to those pesky kids? I mean, seriously. Oh, sorry. What are you dressing up for Halloween as? What's that? Scream? Okay. Are you ready to go trick-or-treating? What city do you live in? Where do you live? Boardman? Okay. All right, you're going to get fun size, you're going to get full-size candy bars tomorrow. You don't like candy. But you do know the premise of trick-or-treating involves going door to door. You give it to your friends. Oh, that's so nice of you. When I went trick-or-treating, I was like Charlie Brown. All I got was, I got a rock. What are you, a geologist? A budding geologist. All right, so once again, guys, We're going to see some of the theater that goes on with our Foley table here and our Foley artists, and it's really fun watching as they're trying to keep up with the script. Sometimes they're going to be working multiple things to give that theater of the mind, to give that impression that if they're maybe walking along the wooden stairway, we'll actually hear it. And they got all kind of cool gizmos over here that make all kind of unique noises. Like, let's test out the wind maker. Can we test out the wind maker?
All the finest pianos had to learn their scores before they could play any composition. I just talk
Sounds pretty much like the wind, doesn't it? All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're ready to go. We're ready to go. We're going to be starting up our show in just a few minutes. Sit tight and get ready for a wonderful night of some radio drama.
No. Just about there. It was on Thursday. You weren't well last Thursday. Oh. Yes, that's right. You still don't look well.
Listen, why don't we see how well you know the chromatic?
Your cheek is swollen. It's still swollen. Does it hurt?
No, it doesn't hurt at all. It's silly of me to stumble and fall that way.
Here is another in NBC's great parade of new shows.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to hear is true. Only the names have been changed to protect the innocent.
NBC brings you Dragnet. You're a detective sergeant. You're assigned to auto theft detail. In 3 months, more than 250 cars have been broken into. Property amounting well into thousands of dollars has been stolen. 2 youthful members of the gang have been apprehended. The all-important brains of the criminal ring, the leaders, are still at large. Your job, get them.
Dragnet, the documented drama of an actual crime, investigated and solved by the men who unrelentingly stand watch on the security of your home, your family, and
Ladies
your
and gentlemen, we'll also be giving away tonight at some of our prizes. Susie's Dogs and Draft will be giving a gift card. And when I say Susie's, I want you all to say, Susie's! Okay, ready? Let's practice. We're giving away a gift card to Susie's Dogs and Drafts. Beautiful! We're giving away a gift card to Susie's.
We're working the night shift out of auto. My partner's been on
Dogs and Drafts.
My name's Fred. I was on the way back from the interrogation room, and it was 10:58 p.m. when I got to room 26. Chief of Detective's office.
Real tough kids, aren't they?
Yeah, they won't admit a thing.
Now sit down.
Thanks.
When'd you pick him up?
About 8:30 tonight in the parking lot behind the Star Theater out on Sunset. He was lifting the radio out of a 48 convertible. He's had lots of experience.
Report says you picked up a 19-year-old girl with him.
She was waiting for the guy in a parked car across the street from the theater. The car was full of loot.
Yeah, the first real break we've had on the...
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's ice cream show from the haunts of the Tyler History Center. Thank you for listening this evening to WYSU 88.5 and News Radio 570 WKBN. I'm Jim Lowboy of WYTV Daybreak Television in Youngstown. Usually we meet on the television. It's a real pleasure for me to see you live tonight. I have our radio audience here, our studio audience. Make some noise, studio audience. Get ready for an unforgettable evening of radio drama brought to you by the Good Humor Radio Players. Our show tonight is made up entirely of sound. That's why we're on the radio. You will hear live actors at their microphones.
Oh, John. Oh, Marcia. John. Marcia. John. Marcia.
Okay. They really like saying each other's names, don't they? Whew. We'll also have live sound effects at our sound effects table. You'll also enjoy live music from our Good Humor Orchestra. So spooky. And you may even hear reactions from our live in-house audience. All we ask of you, sitting at home or in your car or wherever you might be listening to this radio broadcast, sit back, relax, close your eyes if you'd like, and let us take you to places far away and times long ago. You need only to imagine. Join us as we meet the ghost behind the black door.
Out front is a sign, the Wick Inn, rooms for rent. Now and again, some poor soul who doesn't know any better decides to stay there. The house is haunted, full of angry ghosts all roaring at each other. Fierce, ghostly rows, shouting, howling, and carrying on. I know, because it's my poor lot to take care of the place. Why, just last week, there were these two New Yorkers. It was still daylight when we arrived at the front door.
Oh my God, this is just so perfect, isn't it, Herbert?
Yes, dear, perfect.
This Grand City Manor is gorgeous. It's so beautiful, Mr. Mahoney.
Monty, Mrs.
That's it. Of course, Mr. Mahoney.
No, Mrs. Not at all. My name is Monty.
Oh, you poor simple rustic, filled with authentic local color, I understand.
No.
Herbert, why haven't you given Mr. Mahoney a tip? What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry, dear, but my hands.
What's wrong with your hands?
I can't.
Why do you always embarrass me, Herbert? What kind of excuse is that? There's something wrong with my hands? You have no problem using them to scratch yourself.
I'm sorry, dear, but I'm carrying the suitcase and you...
Speak, Herbert, speak. Assert yourself.
Laptop.
Oh, I see. It's all about you and your selfish needs.
You told me to carry the luggage.
Excuses. What do you think these simple people are going to think of me? Me, famous American Irish author. Colleen O'Neill?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My husband is so inept, Mr. Mahoney.
It's Monty.
And we will right now, Herbert. Come on, set down the luggage and pay Mr. Mahoney. Now. No excuses. He's getting impatient.
Get away out of that. Up the yard. Not at all. Yes, dear.
Oh, really, Herbert? Why you have to make this into an international incident, I don't know.
Here you go, Mr. Thank you, sir. Very kind you are, and if I may say so, sir. I'm sorry for your suffering, so I am. I try. More power to you, sir. You'd be well rid of this one. Yes. Anyway, I'll just put the key in the latch here for you. There now. I hope you crazy Yanks know what you're getting yourselves into. This is a fierce, woeful, desperate place altogether. The only thing that lives through here in the night are the rooks nesting in the loft above.
It is just like a picture postcard, isn't it, Herbert?
Yes, dear, like a postcard.
This is the perfect location for writing my new novel. It shall be a
moody
romance. I can see it already. My story will be set right here. Drama of a young girl living with her father, Lord something or other, and her stepmother, a scheming, jealous woman. They are lords of the manor. But the daughter of my heroine, she's young and beautiful with
long flowing
red hair. She's coming of age, but is cruelly cut off from the world by her stepmother, who has evil designs on her. Then one day, she meets a handsome young peasant with flashing blue eyes, strong, rough hands, and
well-rounded buttocks.
Well-rounded buttocks.
Yes, well, that's a grand story, but when you're ready, I'll open the door here, Mrs.
Oh, yes, the door. Let's go in.
All right, so, suffering mother of God and the child of Prague, have mercy on me for stepping a foot inside this cursed place.
Oh, I can't wait to see the inside. Oh, my God.
Fantastic.
Look at that huge sweeping staircase.
In my time alone, 13 souls have tumbled to their deaths down these stairs, pushed by an unseen ghostly hand they were, after opening the black door. All of them landing right where you're standing now, Mrs. Each with a twisted smile fixed on their faces, smiling like this.
Oh, yes, that's a great idea. I will stand smiling on the sweeping staircase for my photograph for the back of the book.
Can I set down the luggage, Colleen?
No, Herbert. Stand there all day holding them.
But I...
What are you, helpless? Do I have to tell you everything?
You always do.
Yes, Herbert. Set the luggage down.
Okay.
Just off to the side here is the big double doors that go to the grand ballroom. But you don't ever want to go in there.
Oh, all right, Mr. Mahoney. Let's go in. I'll open these doors.
No, Mrs. No, I can't even bear to look in there.
Oh, my God. It's a grand ballroom. This is the perfect place to set up my designated work area. You hear, Herbert?
Your work area?
Look at those huge windows and the view. I can see the city and the valley. Oh, what atmosphere. It's perfect. There must be so much history in these walls.
Oh, you're right about that, Mrs. For it was here that the bodies of the dancers were found. The story is, at the grand ball of 1967, two lovers went off to be alone in the room above with the black door. Next morning, they had all danced themselves to death. And there was the Hucklebuck record still playing over and over. Others say the ballroom was built over a sacrificial pit where the Furbolg buried their enemies alive long ago.
Oh, yes. I shall work here all day long with no interruptions, Herbert.
No interruptions, Colleen.
It's wonderful. It's so atmospheric. I swear I can even hear music. Yes, I hear music. Can you hear it?
No.
Herbert, don't say that you can't hear this.
What?
Oh, don't start with me, Herbert.
If you'll follow me now, please, I can show you the other rooms. This way, up the stairs.
Herbert, what are you doing?
Getting a feeling back in my arms.
Why have you set down those suitcases?
But you said...
You think I want my clothes left here in the doorway?
I can take them up later.
Stop bullying me, Herbert. Mr. Mahoney?
Yes, what? I can't hear you at all. Come up here and I'll show you the rooms. Please, whenever you're ready.
Come along, Herbert. Mr. Mahoney doesn't have all day.
All right, just along here now. Okay, this is your bedroom here. It's grand and big.
Yes, it is. And where shall Herbert go?
But your husband, is he not... You mean, you're not staying together?
Are you paying attention, Herbert?
What? Yes, dear.
Mr. Mahoney is telling you where your room is.
Oh, all right, so this room here then, across the hall can be for him. But I wouldn't be sleeping alone in that place myself. Not alone, I wouldn't.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Mahoney, what's that strange door down there?
That door there?
That lone door at the end of the hallway. The one that's painted black?
The black door.
A black door.
Black door?
Come here to me now and I'll tell you. If you both want to stay alive, don't ye ever open that door.
Yes, Mr. Mahoney. Let's see what's in that room. Oh, I just love a mystery.
Oh, Holy Mother of God, save us. Oh, help me. We're all gonna die.
Dear, I don't think Mr. Body wants us to go in there.
Oh, nonsense,
He
Herbert.
seems quite concerned.
Mr. Mahoney and I are like family.
But
I'm Irish, remember? Give me a little credit.
he's praying on his knees.
Herbert, you can't possibly understand these people the way I do. It's in my blood. These are my people. Now, what is wrong with this stupid black door?
Oh, holy God, no!
It's locked. How very strange. Oh, well.
Oh, my heart. Oh, sweet Jesus, get off the cross and preserve us from all the harm. Thanks be to God. Oh, God. Oh, well, we're all settled. It's late and I'll be getting dark soon, so I'll look on in you. Sorry, I'm very scared. I'll look in on you tomorrow morning. I hope you last the night.
Mr. Monty is leaving, Colleen.
Well, thank him, Herbert.
Thank you, Mr. Monty.
Oh, you're grand entirely, sir. Just don't open the black door. Remember, the black door.
The black door. Okay.
You poor creature, she'll bite your head off. Good luck to you.
Goodbye, Mr. Mahoney, and thank you. Herbert, why were you so rude to him?
What?
You're so inconsiderate.
But I wasn't.
Come on, don't just stand there. Put everything in its place and set up my designated work area.
Yes, Colleen.
So straight away that very morning, Colleen O'Neill was hard at work typing away at her computer in the ballroom, her designated work area.
The stately black carriage approached, and she heard his menacing voice. "Top of the morning to you," roared Squire McGuire. She quickly turned and dashed away, spurning the proud squire in his arrogant manner. She could not be tamed, not even by the richest man in the county. Herbert!
Yes, dear?
What are you doing up there?
Unpacking, dear.
You are interrupting my work process.
But you wanted me to unpack everything.
Your racket is invading my designated work area.
I'm so sorry, Colleen. There's nothing I could do. The house is very...
Oh, don't blame the house. There's nothing wrong with the house.
Everything creaks. The floors, the doors, the dressers, everything.
Oh, be quiet and show some consideration for a change.
All right, whatever you say. I'll just spend the whole day unpacking in slow motion.
I heard that, Herbert.
What, dear?
Less attitude and more cooperation. That's all I ask. This is supposed to be a supportive relationship, and I'm not getting that support.
All right.
Now, where was I? Oh, yes, she could not be tamed. Something strangely called to her as she dove into the deep green shamrock and tumbled through the soft galen plums of the gorse bushes, adorned as she was with little yellow flowers. Oh, the yearning desires of her young heart were now as tangled as her long red hair as she lay arching on the billowing nettles. And that's when she saw him. A rustic, earthy peasant, handsome and strong, his massive, firm shillelagh swinging to and fro as he walked through the potato field, his grandfather's shirt open, revealing his manly chest, heaving in the soft Irish rain, and then her eyes met his. Herbert, for the last time, stop walking. I'm trying to work.
Hello?
Oh, you startled me.
I'm sorry, it's only me, Sally.
I didn't see you come in. I'm sorry, but have we met before?
Oh, no. You wouldn't know the likes of me, but I know you.
Well, yes, a lot of people do. I'm recognized everywhere. I am Colleen O'Neill, the author. I suppose you want an autograph?
Oh, no. I was just sitting out in the field like, and I saw you sitting there through the window.
Oh, I see. You work here.
I do. I couldn't help seeing that you seemed troubled.
I do?
Oh, yes. Your man above is after troubling you, isn't he?
What? Oh, you mean Herbert?
I wouldn't let him get away with that at all. A fine, fine woman like yourself deserves better.
Yes, I suppose.
I'm sorry, it's not my place to be given out like... I'm just the fine cut of a handsome peasant.
With a manly chest.
What?
Never mind, but you're right. Herbert does get in the way sometimes.
So he isn't the way, is he?
He enjoys interfering in my work.
You know, I have an old shillelagh out back in the shed. It's old, but the ash is strong. The end of it would cut through whatever's troubling you, you know.
What? Oh, no, I'm here to work on this book I've just started. Here, let me show you the opening. The first sentence is so important. Here, what do you think of this? Hey, where are you? He's gone.
As Colleen O'Neill sat below typing away in the ballroom, poor Herbert spent the entire day upstairs unpacking everything, as quiet as a church mouse, moving as slow as a dry slug in the hot sun. That is until he heard something from down the hall.
Hello? Is somebody there? place is full of drafts. Now to unpack the last suitcase.
Herbert!
Yes, dear?
Your noise is invading my work area.
Sorry, dear. I'm almost done.
Well, hurry up already. What's taking you so long?
Sorry. How the hell can I go as fast as I can, but no noise?
I heard that, Herbert.
What, dear?
I said I heard that.
I didn't say anything.
Don't stop with me, Herbert.
Must be the wind, dear.
Oh, don't even try it, Herbert. There is no wind. It's perfectly calm.
What?
I said it's perfectly calm. Calm.
What?
Everything is calm.
Anything you say, dear. This is damn too. What's wrong with Florida? I said, but no. We have to go to the old country, her old country, so she can write another crappy bestseller.
Oh, help me. Please, help me.
Hello?
You can hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Where are you?
I'm down here, locked in this room.
You're in the room with the black door?
Yes. Yes. Please, please help me.
Here, let me see if I can let you out.
Oh, thank you. Please hurry.
No use. It's locked.
You must get the key.
Who are you? Why are you locked in there?
I can't explain, not now. I've been waiting so long.
Please, don't cry. I'm here and I'll help you.
Oh, your voice sounds so very kind. I hear something so wonderful, so sensual in your manly voice.
Oh, but thank you.
Did anyone ever tell you that?
It's funny. People used to say that to me all the time.
What is your name?
Herbert.
Herbert, that's a lovely name. Who are you, Herbert?
Well, I used to be a big TV talk show host, but then I met Colleen.
You poor man.
It's not so bad.
Oh, just listen to yourself. That's not the real you.
How do you know?
I can hear something buried.
Can you?
Yes, something denied inside you for a long time. Something wonderful. Am I right, Herbert?
Yes, sometimes I remember how I used to be.
Of course.
Each night I'd come out on stage on my TV show and say, "Hello, I'm Herbert Hartford, your award-winning host of Point Blank." Thank you. Tonight we're coming to you live from Carnegie Hall. Joining me tonight is Bill Gates, Hillary Clinton, Steven Spielberg, Mary Robinson, and the little guy with glasses who used to play Radar from MASH. I do a monologue about politicians or sex with politicians, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Sometimes it'd even improvise. I'd forget about the cue cards and just improvise. Imagine me improvising.
It sounds wonderful.
Yes, it was, but that's how I used to be. I'm not that person anymore.
Well, why do you deny it, Herbert?
Because...
It's that woman downstairs, isn't it?
Colleen said I must focus at working to build a supportive relationship. No?
That's not where you'll find happiness. Your true bliss lies elsewhere.
Where?
Open this door.
I can't, it's locked.
Then find the key. It's hidden in the house.
Herbert!
Look for the key.
Herbert, you going insane?
I'll find the key, and you and I can...
Don't say it. Your wife is coming. Don't tell her I'm here.
Herbert, who are you talking to?
No one.
You've been talking with yourself. God knows what else you've been doing up here.
What?
Your personal habits don't concern me.
You asked me to unpack, and that's what I've been doing.
Don't take that tone with me. Who do you think you are?
Herbert Hartford.
Look, you listen to me, Herbert Hartford. I've been hearing a lot of voices.
What voices?
Local people.
Which local people?
Oh, never you mind. He saw.
Who saw what?
He saw right away what was going on here.
Nothing is going on. I've been unpacking.
I mean how you bully me in this relationship.
I bully you?
As if you don't know. All right, play your little game, but don't think people don't see. He certainly does.
Who are you talking about?
Well, never mind who. He's special, Not like you. He appreciates me. He sees how I'm suffocating in this relationship.
You're suffocating.
Yes. All day long you've done nothing but skulk about, slamming doors, stomping around, banging things, moving furniture, invading my designated work area and my mind space just to prevent the blossoming of my feminine creative energies.
I have not. You wanted me to.
I'm not going to let you dominate this conversation anymore. I'm going back downstairs to work, and if you care about our supportive relationship, you will not make a sound.
Yes, dear.
Silence! I need absolute silence.
Herbert, I hear you're suffering so much. Please find the key so we can be together, you and I.
Yeah. Oh, I'll find a key. I'll find it even if I have to tear this place apart.
Herbert, I want to hold you.
And you. I'll find that key.
Night had fallen and Colleen continued working on her book as your man Herbert set about turning the place upside down, looking for the key to open the black door. He was making a fierce racket.
It was a forbidden love. Her stepmother, so jealous of her beauty, had locked her in the upper room. The room with only one window, perched over the jagged cliff, overlooking the angry sea.
Where is it?
They were trying to drive her mad, to make her go crazy, but she would not be suffocated.
It's got to be here somewhere.
Oh, yes. They would try their best to prevent her, to come between her and her heart's desire, but she would make them. Shut up! Herbert, what are you doing this to me?
Colleen.
Oh, it's you.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I was hoping you would come.
I know it's not my place to say anything.
Oh, say it.
I've been thinking about you all day.
You have.
Yes.
Where in the hell is it? I've got to find this key.
Listen to him. He's driving me crazy.
I hope you don't take offense, but a beautiful woman like you shouldn't have to take his carrying on.
You're right.
You deserve better. Someone who can support you proper.
Yes.
Someone who took one look at you and fell in love.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes. Maybe if you got that old shillelagh out of the shed.
Yes. Yes, you're right. I'll get it. I'll get it right now.
You do that, I'll be waiting here for you, Colleen.
I've searched every room in the house except the ballroom. Yes, the ballroom, her designated work area. We'll just see about that. The door's wide open, and she's not here. Good. Hey, listen to me. I'm improvising. Speaking freely for the first time in years.
Oh, Herbert, come to me.
I'm coming as soon as I find that... wait, that black cabinet. Yes, that's where it must be. I have it. The key. I found the key.
Herbert, hurry.
I'm coming, my darling.
You have the shillelagh?
Yes.
You must find him and set him straight.
Oh, yes. I'll set him straight. Very straight.
Oh, Herbert, have you the key?
Yes, my dear. I have the key.
Herbert, it's unlocked. You've done it.
And now I'm opening the black door.
Come to me. Oh, Herbert, is that really you?
Yes, it's the real me.
Oh, you're so handsome.
And you're so beautiful.
Oh, Herbert. Improvise. Improvise for me, Herbert.
What? Here? Now?
Yes. Let your mind wander as freely as your hands.
Yes. Okay. Hello, I'm Herbert Hartford, your host of Point Blank. Thank you. I just want to say I've never...
Say it, oh, say it.
I've never felt so alive.
Oh, Herbert.
Herbert! Oh, Herbert!
Oh, my God. It's Colleen.
Stay with me. Don't let take you from me?
I won't. I won't. We'll close the door.
Herbert? Herbert, I know you're in there.
Go away. Leave me alone.
Oh, I wish I could, Herbert. Let me in, Herbert.
No.
What did you say?
You heard me.
Open the black door. Herbert, I need to work on our relationship.
What relationship?
All right, Herbert, you leave me no choice. How's that, Herbert? A taste of your own medicine. Your constant, selfish noise pounding into my head.
You don't frighten me, Colleen. Not anymore.
You'll stand up for yourself when I tell you to stand up for yourself and not before.
Oh, yeah? That does it.
No, what are you doing?
I'm going to go out there and settle this once and for all.
No, you must stay here.
Don't worry, my dearest. I'll be back. Colleen, I'm coming out. You hear me? Colleen? 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 Where are you?
Here, you worm!
Oh, Herbert, she's trying to kill you. I love you, Herbert.
I love you, Colleen.
And I love you. Who are you talking to?
Who are you talking to?
Colleen, watch out. The staircase. We're going to fall.
And in the morning, that's how I found the pair of them, lying entangled together at the bottom of the stairs. Just like all the others, a strange smile on their faces. I put the shillelagh back in the shed and hid the key to the black door.
Scary, wasn't it? The ghost behind the black door. Our family of travelers was played by Mason Edmonds, the innkeeper. Tracy McQuillan was Colleen. David Leach was Herbert. The handsome man ghost with the broad chest was Mason Edmonds. And the alluring woman ghost was Leah Tikak. You may not know this, but the ghost behind the black door was written by Youngstown native Roger Gregg. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the ghost behind the black door. All right. Thank you very much. Next up, we have a special treat for you. Everyone here in our live studio audience is decked out in costumes. I'm seeing ghosts, I'm seeing goblins, I'm seeing robots, I'm seeing cartoon characters. And we have a special treat for you. With it being Halloween and having a Halloween costume contest, what radio broadcast would be complete without giving away some prizes? That's right, we have an entire studio audience sporting the finest in some strange appearances. Let's check them out. We're going to wander down the aisles. Oh, look at this cute little young lady. What is her name? What's your name?
Ellie Ann.
Ellie Ann, what are you dressed up for Halloween?
A witch.
You're a witch. Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
A good witch.
A good witch. Congratulations. And winners tonight get a gift card to Susie's.
Susie's!
Dogs and Drafts, North Phelps Street in downtown Youngstown. We might see you there after the show. Go on out and join us at Susie's.
Susie's!
Next up, we have our next contest for our, well, let's just put it this way. The most likely to get you arrested. That's right, most likely to get you arrested. So we're going to call up our next winner. Oh, look at that outfit she is wearing. That is scandalous. Come on up. Sorry, I think I hit into your garter there. What is your name?
Maria.
Maria, where are you from?
Struthers.
All right, Struthers, Ohio. You made that 5-minute trip to Youngstown, huh?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, congratulations. You are the winner of a gift card from Susie's.
Susie's!
Dogs and Drafts in downtown Youngstown. And be careful, you don't want to get any of your fine hosiery stuck on anything. Next up, our next category, it's a doozy. Our next category, we didn't think we'd get anyone, but surprisingly we did. The most beautiful 6 or more legged, 2-headed, green or purple slime creature from outer space. We thought that was a little specific. Oh, look, they're actually, our slime monster from outer space is sloshing up here through the aisles. Careful, I think he just dropped some sludge from one of his boils off of his arm. What's your name, sir?
Dave.
Dave, where are you from?
Canfield.
Dave from Canfield, thank you so much for joining us. How long did it take you to get into that costume?
A whole day.
It looks like it. Why did you decide to be a beautiful 6 or more legged, 2-headed, green or purple slime creature from outer space?
Please, my wife.
You know what they say, happy wife, happy life. Congratulations, Dave. You get a gift card from Susie's. Dogs and Drafts in Youngstown, Ohio. Are we having fun tonight or what? Ladies and gentlemen, the second tale for your delight is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Written by Washington Irving, it's one of the most memorable stories of all American literature.
Welcome again, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Good Humor Radio Players, as we bring you tonight radio's most dramatic story on its most soul-shattering ride.
You'll be accompanied by a headless horseman, a woman in white, and every moaning and groaning ghost on the eastern seaboard. As you may have guessed, our story this evening is Washington Irving's Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
Are you ready? We're going to the one spot in these United States which is a collector's item for lovers of good nightmares.
Its name is Sleepy Hollow. It's a small glen on the east bank of the Hudson River, not far from Tarrytown, one of the quietest places in the world. But on dark nights, it changes. You can hear strange music and voices in the air. The stars fall and meteors shoot across this valley, more than in any other part of the country. Listen.
Maybe that's the wind. Maybe not. The folks from Tarrytown will tell you it's a British major, Andre by name, who was caught by the Americans with the wrong papers in his boots on the wrong side of the track. He's there even today, Andre is, all bloody with a great rent in his uniform. He hangs from a tulip tree in Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, that? It might be the sound of the brook as it eddies past that rock. Or it might be the woman in white who perished a century ago in the snow and the dark in the hollow. Sleepy Hollow. And if you visit there some night when the sky is black, it's near a graven rock that you'll find her.
And if you listen, you'll hear her soft voice wailing in the darkness. But the most famous of all the legends of Sleepy Hollow concerns a Hessian soldier who for £3.10 a month came to this quiet valley to fight for King George III.
That sound? Well, maybe it's thunder. Maybe. Or it could be an ancient echo of a cannonball, a blast which hit that Hessian trooper in the days of the Great Revolution and carried away his head.
And anybody who's been within 100 miles of this famous hollow will tell you that the Hessian trooper, the headless horseman, rides in search of his head.
Not far from Sleepy Hollow stands a schoolhouse, and early in our country's history, it had a schoolmaster by the name of Ichabod Crane.
All right,
right, children. Repeat after me. A penny saved is a penny earned.
A penny saved is a penny earned.
Oh, very good, very good. Next, a stitch in time saves 9.
A stitch in time saves 9.
Excellent, excellent. Now, honesty is the best policy.
Why? Why is honesty the best policy?
Why, young man? Why indeed? Because the honest man sleeps at night with no ghost to haunt him. Now, let us have this maxim all together now.
Honesty is the best policy.
Oh, that was good, very good. Now, if you'll turn to...
Hey, give me that.
Hey, aha!
Ow!
No spitballs in my classroom. You'll remember that, boy, and I think for the longest day that you live. Now, class, we will... Yes, who is it?
Oh, Ichabod. Can I see you, Ichabod?
Oh, yes, he is. Children, I'm stepping out for a moment. You'll turn to page 74 in your book of maxims and begin to memorize the first 3 pages. Silence! Oh, you be the hired man from the Van Tassels, aren't you? Has Miss Katrina sent me a love message?
Miss Katrina and her mama sent me over to tell you that you're supposed to come by their house tonight.
They do. I mean, I am.
They're holding a quilting frolic.
Oh, how lovely. How perfectly lovely. Who else is invited?
Oh, well, let's see. There'd be the Muellers and Crosses and Mr. Von Ripper and the Brown Lady.
Yes, anyone else? Any other men?
You mean Mr. Brom Bones? Is he coming?
Yes, is Brom Bones coming too?
Yeah, sure, he'll be there. Showed him dressing his horse a little while ago. Sure looks good on that horse, doesn't he? The handsomest fella.
That's enough. I know all about Brom Bones. Katrina and her Bella want to see us both together. That's so they can perceive how much more desirable I would be for a husband and son-in-law than Brom Bones. Yes, that's it. That's it exactly.
Starts early, right at sundown. Miss Katrina said you shouldn't be late.
Oh, I'll be there on time. Plenty of time. And ahead of Brom Bones, too. Mr. Van Ripper?
Oh, you startled me, Ichabod.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What do you want, you old scarecrow? Whatever you want, the answer's no.
But Mr. Van Ripper, I'm going to a quilting frolic this evening.
Where?
At Mrs. Van Tassel's farm.
Oh, the old girl invited you?
Oh, yes.
That must be crazier than I thought.
I fancy she invited me for her daughter, Katrina Van Tassel.
She has gone crazy.
There's one favor I need to ask of you, Mr. Van Ripper. I will be returning rather late this evening, and Van Tassel's quite far, and I should like to borrow a horse.
Oh, you would?
Yes.
Well, my first answer would be no.
What?
But if I lend you a horse, there's a slight possibility that you might fall out of the saddle and break your neck.
Oh, no.
Which would end the plague of Ichabod Crane in the whole countryside, and so, for the possible betterment of the entire community, I will lend you a horse, Ichabod.
Well, you will?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's very generous of you. Mr. Van Ripper, which horse shall I use? The large roan with the white face, or the gray mare?
Oh, no. I have a much better horse in mind for you, Ichabod.
Oh, yes?
Gunpowder is the horse for you.
Gunpowder?
That's right.
Well, he's slightly swayback, isn't he?
Oh, no, better for speed.
Oh, and a little blind?
Sharp ears, that horse.
Doesn't he limp?
Best for riding in hilly country. He knows his way around.
Oh, yes, but perhaps you could lend me a different horse.
You mean you don't want to accept Gunpowder?
No. I certainly not indeed. No.
Then it's all settled. You ride Gunpowder.
Yes, I ride Gunpowder. It's a beautiful afternoon, Gunpowder. A beautiful afternoon. Oh, tonight. Between the Van Tassels, I will dance and eat and... well, you know what eating is, don't you? Oh, of course not. You're just a horse. Oh, tonight, Gunpowder, I'm going to kiss Miss Katrina. I am definitely going to enjoy a kiss tonight. Oh, Katrina and I will be married. Marry, marry. Katrina and I will be married before the winter is up. And Katrina and I will be married, and I'll be rich too. Very nice. Rich.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome, one and all. Everyone have a good time.
Ham and smoked beef and cakes and ginger cakes and honey cakes and apple pie and pumpkin pie.
Oh, help yourself, friends. Help yourself. Oh, yes.
Oh, Mother, has everyone arrived? Are all the guests here?
Oh, well, I guess. Yes, I believe so. Oh, you mean...
He wouldn't be late, especially for the food.
Oh, why, good evening, Mrs. Van Tassel, and a sweet good evening to you, Katrina.
Oh, Ichabod, you dearest man.
Oh, welcome, schoolmaster, welcome.
Thank you. I think I shall... Katrina, will you join me at a table?
Yes, I believe I shall. Thank you.
Well, hello, Katrina.
Good evening, Mr. Brumbones.
Good evening, Brom.
Good day, Ichabod.
Good evening.
Is that yours, that thing in the stable?
You mean gunpowder?
Gunpowder.
Yeah.
Gunpowder? Is that what you call it? Careful he doesn't explode, school teacher. That horse should be stuffed and put in a museum. Did he get you here?
He did. He most certainly did, in every way.
I'm glad you're here, Ichabod.
Miracle. Absolute miracle.
Brumbones, you can't talk that way about Ichabod's horse.
Oh, why, then, Hans von Bitter, there's more legend in Gunpowder than in any young city in the country. And I believe it well, Katrina.
Well, Katrina, are we going to eat?
Ichabod and I are eating together.
Oh, yes. Katrina and I will be eating together.
A dance, Katrina?
Ichabod has just asked me to dance with him. He's a very good dancer. Ichabod, this is our dance.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This is our dance. Come along, Katrina. I'll see you later, Mr. Bones.
Schoolmaster seems to be doing pretty well for himself, Brom. Hey, no offense. Wonder how that undernourished little suckling could dance off with the prettiest little girl here.
Undernourished? Now that school teacher has the appetite of a baby elephant. I watched him at the table and he didn't stop until he completely demolished one whole hindquarter of a 2-year sow. But Katrina, plump as a partridge she is. Fresh 18 and prettiest foot and ankle in the country. Bella's rich too. Any man marry her, do himself for life. She's taking a fancy to that goose of a schoolmaster.
Why don't you get rid of him, Ichabod? Why don't you get rid of Ichabod?
Kill him? I couldn't do that.
Well, there are less drastic ways of getting rid of people, but just as permanent. Brom, I wonder if the schoolmaster believes in ghost stories.
Yeah, what if he does?
I seen him hurrying home at night, scared of his own shadow. Trembles, always trembles.
Yeah, what does that have to do with me?
There's one answer for you, Brom boy. Scare him out of town. Think it over, Brom. Scare him out of town.
Scare him out of town? Yeah.
The rest of the boys will help you. We'll all help you.
Scare him out of town.
Now, it's all right for women to propose, dance, or sing, but when it comes to storytelling, well, no women for storytelling. You, Van River, you always have a good story for storytelling.
Tell us, Mr. Von Ripper.
Oh, yes. Tell us, Mr. Van Ripper.
Well, that tulip tree in the center of Hollow Road, Major Andre Street, you know it, Ichabod?
Oh, Major Andre Street? Yes, indeed.
I've seen him, all bloody, with a great rent in his uniform, hanging on that tulip tree. And some nights, if the wind's just right, the air's cool, and you haven't your wits about you, you'll hear his great voice throwing out his mighty curse. Stay! Stay here with me forever!
Forever? That's a long time.
Forgot about the lost woman.
The lost woman?
Yes. At Raven Rock you'll find her. She's just as she was that night she perished in the snow. And she comes back, oh yes, and you'll hear her soft voice wailing in the darkness. Wailing in the darkness.
What an unpleasant thing to do.
Gentlemen, there's no story to compare with the one about the headless Hessian.
Headless Hessian?
His body was buried in the churchyard, but every night he goes riding, looking for his head. Gallops all over the countryside, the galloping Hessian.
Galloping?
Headless horseman.
Headless horseman?
Been seeing him lately, too, on his black horse, all in black with no head.
Oh, no head. Oh, my.
No head. Just moonlight where his head should have been.
It wasn't more than 2 months ago I met this galloping Hessian.
You did, Brom?
He had his head with him, but he was carrying it under his arm.
What did you do?
Yes. Well, I just looked right at him and where his head wasn't. And I told him my horse Daredevil could outrun any horse in the valley. And I offered to race him.
To actually race the headless horseman?
Sure, I raced him. But he gave up, because he knew his horse couldn't beat my horse Daredevil.
Oh, weren't you frightened?
Mr. Brom Bones frightened? Me? I'm not scared of anything.
Not even a ghost without a head?
With or without a head. No ghost can scare me.
Oh, well, I don't think I'd be frightened either.
Yes, Katrina and I are very glad you've come. Maybe soon we'll do the same for a special occasion. Mama. Good night, my friends. Good night.
Katrina, I must see you.
Ichabod, I thought you'd left.
Oh, Katrina, could we get away from the others? I mean, just for a moment.
Ichabod, I'm surprised.
Well, I have something very important to say to you before I leave here tonight. Please.
Well, in the cloakroom, no one can see us there.
Oh, good. Fine. Excellent. Oh.
Now, Ichabod, we're alone.
Katrina, alone. It's you and I for the very first time this evening.
You said you have something very important to say to me, Ichabod. What is it?
Well, this is very difficult to speak when you're so near, Katrina. It's very difficult.
Ichabod Crane, you aren't going to take advantage of me, are you?
No, indeed. I say not, no. But can I kiss you?
Kiss me?
Yeah. Oh, after tonight, I know it's only a matter of a very short time. Then that you and I are married.
Ichabod Crane, don't you come a step nearer.
I know that you love me. Ow! Katrina, my love.
I'm not your love. I never was and I never shall be.
But tonight you acted like you wasn't.
You were only invited to help Mr. Brom Bones make up his mind about me.
Brom Bones? You only wanted me here to make him jealous.
Oh, so this is what you're doing.
Oh, no, Mrs. Van Tassel. I mean, Katrina and I were...
Out.
Ouch.
And there's your hat, and your coat, and your umbrella. Never come near my daughter again. And get that horse out of my barn.
Oh, come along, you old flea bag. We're leaving here. Come on, horse. Move. Oh, spend all your time daydreaming about mountains of oats and valleys of timothy and clover. Oh, move. We must get home sometime tonight. What was that? It's just the hoot owl, I guess. Gunpowder, don't waste time. Let's get home. We must get home. Yes. Oh, Katrina and I won't be married. We won't be married. Why do you stop, Horace? Move. Move. It's Major Andre's tree.
I've seen him, all bloody with a great rent in his uniform, hanging on that tree.
Oh, gracious me.
And some nights, when the wind's just right and the air cool, you'll hear his great voice throwing out his mighty curse.
Oh, dear.
Aye. All your souls stay here with me forever.
Oh, my goodness. Move, Gunpowder. Get a move on. What is...
Here's the granite rock you found in the winter evening. Just as she was that night she perished in the snow.
Oh, merciful heavens.
And she comes back, and you find her soft voice wailing in the darkness, wailing in the darkness.
Oh, move, horse, move. Oh, my goodness. We're at the churchyard.
His body was buried at the churchyard, but every night he goes riding, hunting for his head.
Oh, protect me.
I looked right at him where his head wasn't. I told him that my horse Daredevil can outrun any horse in the valley, and I offered to race him. Just moonlight where his head should have been. This horseman is Sleepy Hollow, galloping off with no head at all where his head should have been. No head at all. The headless horseman of Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, there he is. Gunpowder, if ever you lifted up your leg, do it now. Gunpowder, this is no time to stand still. Move, you old bone bag. Move. He's coming. Closer. He has no head. He is the headless horseman. He's carrying his head under his arm. No, don't throw it. If ever you were a human being, don't throw your head at me. Don't throw your head at me, no.
He didn't come home from the party the other night.
Ichabod? He left in a great hurry, too.
Funny thing, found Gunpowder, the horse I lent him. He was grazing in my far pasture the next morning.
I wonder what became of Ichabod.
Oh, well, hello, Brom.
Hello.
I was just telling Katrina I haven't seen hide nor hair of Ichabod Crane since the party the other night.
Oh?
I was telling her how I found his hat in the pasture by the church. Oh, yes, and a squashed pumpkin.
Hat and a squashed pumpkin?
Brom, I don't understand.
Hat and a squashed pumpkin. And no Ichabod Crane?
No Ichabod Crane. I guess we'll have to get a new schoolmaster.
Yeah, guess we will. Katrina and I will want our children to be educated.
But Brom, no one's supposed to know we're going to be married.
It's all right. Did you say a squashed pumpkin about the size of a man's head?
Why, yes.
Now, do you suppose that had anything to do with the strange disappearance of Mr. Ichabod Crane?
To this day, legend has it in Tarrytown, New York, that Mr. Ichabod Crane took a very sudden trip. When last seen, he was headed west in a great hurry. Nobody knows just where he stopped traveling west, but if you should drop into a schoolroom in the city of San Francisco, you might hear the children to this day saying,
Honesty is the best policy.
And in a school in Hawaii, an island that lies far to the west of Sleepy Hollow, in Tarrytown Town, you can hear other children say, and travelers will tell you on good authority that somewhere in a mission school in central China, about as far west as you can go before you start heading back towards Sleepy Hollow again, children there recite this maxim.
I stay high, stay high.
The legend of Sleepy Hollow. Let's introduce you to our players. Tracy McQuillan and Mason Edmonds were our storytellers. Matthew Mazurowski is our director of both shows, and he also played Ichabod Crane. Leah Tikak was Katrina Van Tassel. Tracy McQuillan played her mother, Bella. Nicholas Wicks was the visitor. And Mason Edmonds played Van Ripper. And David Leach was Brom Bones. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to remind you that our next show, the Pepino Performing Series, presents Voicescapes on Sunday, this Sunday at 2 p.m. at the Ford Family Recital Hall. Join the Good Humor radio players, actors, sound effects, musicians, production managers, audience promotion, and script readers. And please remember to keep us in mind to help us pay our expenses. Our partners have been so generous, but not unlimited. And let's give special thanks to Susie's Dogs and Drafts in downtown Youngstown. The coordinating producer of Good Humor Radio Hour was Fred Owens. Engineering by Jan Carlos Lebron and Lee Walker. Sound effects by Devin DePiro, Brooke Jonas, Emily Carr, and Nicholas Wicks. Musical stylings by Nadia Stratton and Dan Peterson. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a very special haunted Halloween to all of you listening at home on the radio. We wish you a good night.